Okay, this is the Urban Renewal Agency meeting. Please back to information. Call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Now I'm not ready. Debbie Hamilton. Michelle Sumner.
Here.
Lisa Woods.
Here.
Gary Daigle.
Sure, here.
Larry Whitaker.
Here.
Sean Smalley.
Here.
Joe Grossman.
Here with cell phone down.
What is it off? Okay, introduction of media. Any media here? So anyone wishing to speak before the agency on any subject matter will need to fill out a speaker form, which you'll find on the back table. In the back of the room, forms are available. The back of the room. Turn your cell phones off or silence them during the meeting, please. If you're joining tonight's meeting via Zoom, you will automatically be muted upon entry, and you'll need to identify yourself if your full name is not already attached to the device being used. You will be unable to unmute yourself. Public comments will only be taken if prior notification was given to the city recorder. For more information on this new process, contact City Hall. Public comment. The purpose of the public comment period is to allow citizens to present information or raise concerns on agenda items only. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. All citizens must come to the microphone up here at the front. Okay, the first thing, consent agenda, April 8th, 2024 minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve the April 8th, 2024 minutes.
I second. Any discussion? No, seeing none. Vote please.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Sumner.
Aye.
Woods.
Aye.
Daigle.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Smalley.
Aye.
Grossman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Agency business, public hearing, adoption of the 2024-25 budget. Staff report, please.
Madam Chair, agency members, Tammy Trowbridge, City Finance Director, and this is a public hearing for Resolution UR 2024.02 for interested parties to speak regarding the approved budget for 2024-25. After the hearing, the agency board is being asked to consider approving Resolution UR 2024.02 to adopt the budget for fiscal year 2024-25 as approved by the Budget Committee, to authorize appropriations and request to receive tax increment financing as set forth in the plan. The Budget Committee deliberated and approved the budget in the amount of $3,125,500 on May 20th, 2024. Budget adoption is required before the beginning of the new fiscal year on July 1 per Oregon revised statutes. And the options are to adopt the approved budget as submitted, recommend revisions to the approved budget, or scheduled budget adoption for another meeting prior to July 1.
I will now open the public hearing. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Resolution UR 2024.02, adoption of the 2024-25 budget. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget as submitted for the 2024-25 budget.
Second. Okay. This is to approve the resolution UR 2024.02, adoption of 2024-25 budget as presented. Discussion. Nobody? Vote please.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Sumner.
Aye.
Woods.
Aye.
Daigle,
Yeah.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Smalley.
Aye.
Grossman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Contractor awards, paving the downtown parking lot improvements, staff report.
Christy Gilbert, Community Development. So this is in reference to the downtown parking lot that's behind the backside. We actually bid it out with some paving improvements out at the non-pro water treatment plant just to kind of cut costs. And so we included both of those jobs, and this also includes the sidewalk on York State and First around to the parking lot. So we received 2 bids. And in those 2 bids, Knife River had the lowest bid in the amount of $429,827. It's broke up into the 2 schedules of $306,647 and $123,180. And so staff recommends for bid.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we award the contract to Knife River in the amount of $429,827.
Second.
I'll say.
To approve contract award to Knife River in the amount of $429,827 as presented. Any discussion? Nobody? No, please.
Hamilton.
Aye.
Sumner.
Aye.
Woods.
Aye.
Daigle. Whitaker.
Aye.
Smalley.
Aye.
Grossman. Motion carries.
Reports, discussions, anybody? Nothing else, is meeting as a good. Thank you.
We'll take a short recess until 7 p.m. We're in the city council meeting room again. You don't stand for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Counselor Smalley.
Here.
Counselor Grossman.
Here.
Counselor Hamilton.
Here.
Counselor Woods.
Here.
Counselor Daigle. Counselor Whitaker.
Here.
Mayor Sumner.
Here. Any media present? Anyone wishing to speak before the city council tonight on any subject matter will need to fill out a speaker form and turn it into the recorder. Forms are available on the sign-in table in the back of the room. Please turn cell phones off or silence them during the meeting. Announcement for Zoom attendees. If you're joining tonight's meeting via Zoom, you will automatically be muted upon entry, and you'll need to identify yourself if your full name is not already attached to the device being used. You will be unable to yourself. Public comments will only be taken if prior notification was to be recorded. For more information on this new process, contact City Hall. Reminder for council, please speak into the microphone when talking so everyone can hear you. Public comment. The purpose of this public comment period is to allow citizens to present information or raise issues regarding agenda items only. There will be a time at the end of the meeting for citizens to speak about off-agenda items. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. All citizens must come up to the microphone. I have one for tonight. Kim Elder, please.
Kim Etter.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I have questions regarding this, rescinding the resolution 2405 Workforce Housing and Homelessness Task Force. sorry, resolution 2416. What is the purpose of changing that? Is it so that the public can't come to those task force meetings? And there doesn't have to be any 24-hour notice? What is the purpose of changing that over? And if it is changed, like the council proposes to do, does that mean that those task force meetings are more or less kept in secret and none of that information can be relayed to the public? Can you explain that to me? And then my third question is, I just wanted on the record, have there been any results received the environmental testing for the Oak Street Commons? None at all. Nothing's come in that can be shared. Will that be shared with the public as soon as it comes in?
It's not owned by they're doing it.
I
It's
understand
their
that.
environmental, not ours. So I
Okay.
can't tell you.
So what's the purpose of rescinding that resolution?
What I would like to do is, explain it and discuss it when we get to that part on the agenda. I really wouldn't like to take part of your 3 minutes to discuss. And that's what part of doing that is doing a staff report during that part.
And does the public have any input in that? Or it's just a council decision no matter what?
You can say your input right now if you'd like.
Okay, I'm opposed to that because I feel that what that does is put that task force into some kind of a secrecy and no transparency. And I'm on that task force. There's been no guidance to me whatsoever as far as when we have a meeting, am I able to relay what I know and what I understand to be true to the general public or my community? I just want to see full transparency with this project. And I want the community input. I do not want this to just solely be a task force and a council decision. All right, thank you.
Thank you. The next part is a presentation. Can I have Art Hampton come up to the podium? Hello. I'm Mayor Sumner. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to share the microphone with you for a minute.
Well, certainly. You want half of it or?
I'll take half of it. How about I get on this side?
We'll have it fixed out in a
All
minute.
right, all right. So I was told that Mr. Hampton here is turning 100 years old very soon, a couple days. So I'd like to read something that I put together that I learned from talking to a few people from where he lives. So Art Hampton, born June 18th, 1924, in North Long Beach, California. Now, if any of you know anything about California, it's now just Long Beach. So it was quite a few years ago when it used to be North Long Beach. Art joined the Navy when he was 17 and a half years old, and he was then hired by UC Berkeley and spent his 27-year career working at the Lawrence Livermore Lab, just around the corner from where I grew up. During this time, he even witnessed a nuclear explosion. I bet that was pretty exciting. Several, okay. When he retired in 1982, he and his wife decided it was time to see the country. So they packed up their RV and traveled all over the United States. During these travels, they made and sold high-end Southwest jewelry. After his wife passed in 2007, he felt he needed a new hobby. So at almost 80 years old, he got his pilot's license and flew small planes out of the Roseburg Airport. For the last 17 years, Art has been an active member of the Skip Park, right down South State Street. He has been on the board and many committees, his favorite being the Finance Committee. You know, we still have openings on our budget committee.
See this blush right there?
He has been their go-to person for the sound equipment, earning his nickname Bike. And up until a few years ago, maintained the bocce ball court. Art has 2 sons, 6 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. Art has accomplished much in his 100 years, and it is the city of Sutherland, the city council, and my pleasure to recognize him and his remarkable life.
Thank you very much. Oh, isn't that great? Oh, boy. No, And I am blushing. Maybe you can't see it, but.
Thank you so much for coming down.
Oh, I will do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And all you members. Yeah, I just want to close this because, I don't have to go to the restroom. You know.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, I'll close it just by saying, it's a pleasure meeting all of you. In fact, that some of you I've seen here and around town. And I really enjoyed this town. This is a peach of a town, if I can use that colloquialism. Anyway, I really appreciate being here, and I love the way you handle it. Just about every cyclone that comes along through here. So, anyway, being part of the board at one time, we had a few, ins and outs slowly to come from them. But anyway, thank you again, and I appreciate this. Believe me. Just go ahead. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you.
One of those.
Onto the consent agenda. Minutes from May 13th, 2024 regular meeting. Do I have a motion? Have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion for, and a second. Any discussion? Go to vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grousman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods. Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under council business. Public hearing, state revenue sharing, staff report.
Madam Mayor, councilors, this is a public hearing for the city's election to receive state revenues, resolution 2024.13, for interested parties to speak regarding the city's election to receive those state shared revenues for fiscal year 2024-25. After the hearing, council is being asked to consider approving the resolution. This is the second of two required public hearings on the city's election to receive state shared revenues. Cities and counties that levy property taxes are eligible for periodic distributions from monies raised from state taxes on motor vehicle fuels, tobacco products, and alcoholic beverages. These distributions from the state of Oregon are based on a formula established by the state. The rules governing these distributions are part of Oregon revised statutes. For fiscal year 24-25, these revenues are projected to be around $95,000. The options are after the public hearing to either adopt resolution 2024.13, city election to receive state revenues, or not to adopt the resolution. And after considering any public comment, the suggested motion is to move to approve that resolution for the city election to receive state revenues for fiscal year 2024-25.
At this time, I would like to open a public hearing. Is there any public comment? Okay, I'm closing public hearing. And is there a motion for resolution number 2024.13, election to receive state revenue sharing?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024.13, city election to receive state revenues for fiscal year 2024-25.
Motion and second, any discussion?
I have some questions. What are the ties to those funds, and what does the city have to do in order to receive those funds?
Okay, and so that is part of the next resolution, but I can tell you easily that you just have to certify, and that's what we'll be doing on the next resolution, that we provide at least 4 of the 7 core city services, which those services are police protection, fire protection, street construction, maintenance and lighting, sanitary sewers, storm sewers, planning, zoning, and subdivision control, and 1 or more utility services. we actually provide all 7 of those. And so you'll be certifying that to the state, so then I can finish the registration with the state and they will continue to send us this shared revenue.
Any other discussion? And vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On resolution number 2024.14, certifying city services, staff report.
Madam Mayor, Councilor, this is Tammy Trowbridge, Finance Director, and this staff report doesn't take very long because I just told you most of it. We're ahead of the curve. We're asking you to approve resolution 2024.14, certifying that the city of Sutherland does provide at least 4 of those 7 core services. And these 2 resolutions, the one you just approved, and then this one, go hand in hand and are required by the state of Oregon in order to receive those state revenue shared funds. And I will be providing signed copies to the state to certify that to continue receiving those. And so our suggested motion is that you move to approve resolution 2024.14 as adopted to continue to receive those funds.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-13. Election to receive state shared revenue. 14. Certifying state. Yes, resolution 2024.
Motion is second. Any discussion? The vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On the public hearing, adoption of 2024-25 city budget, staff report.
Madam Mayor and Councilors, again, Tammy Trowbridge, Finance Director. I'm sorry you're going to be tired of my name by the time we're done with these 4. This is a public hearing for resolution 2024.15 for interested parties to speak regarding the approved budget for fiscal year 2024-25. After the hearing, council is being asked to consider approving resolution 2024.15 to adopt the approved budget for fiscal year 2024-25 as approved by the Budget Committee. The Budget Committee approved the budget in the total amount of $40,187,252 on May 20th, 2024. This is the second of 2 required public hearings that must be conducted prior to council considering the approved budget for adoption. After the public hearing and considering any public comment, the options are to either adopt resolution 2024.15, which will adopt the budget and levy property taxes for the fiscal year, or not to adopt resolution 2024.15, levying property taxes, or to amend the resolution. 3 options. And we're hoping that you will move to approve resolution 2024.15.
At this point, I'm opening public hearing. Is there any public comment? And I'm closing public hearing. And on to resolution number 2024.15, adoption of 2024-25 city budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
And I'll second all 100 pages of it.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 2024.15, adoption of the 2024-25 city budget as presented. Any discussion? Vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Okay.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under resolution number 2024.16, rescinding resolution 2024.05, workforce housing and homelessness task force, staff report. And if you could include answers to the questions from our public comment.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I'm Melanie Masterfield, City Recorder. So tonight, council is being asked to approve resolution 2024-16, which would rescind the previous adopted resolution 2024-05, Workforce Housing and Homelessness Task Force. On March 11th of this year, council had approved this resolution and it was adopted as a council staff advisory committee. The purpose of this committee, including city staff, 2 council members, mayor, and community members, is to research land use and property development required for planning, engineering, financing, and constructing a workforce housing community. The intent of this committee was not to be a direct advisory group to city council, but to work collaboratively with staff. Since March 11th, the committee that was originally deemed a dual committee discussed workforce housing and homelessness has split and is solely focusing on workforce housing in our community. Those council members that are on the committee have determined that this committee should remain with staff until the need arises for council to review and consider approval of this project. And the options are to approve or not approve this resolution. The suggested motion is to approve.
Do you have answers to her question?
I believe I answered one of them, which was the intent of this resolution. And I don't remember what the other couple were.
Does that mean?
Can you, I'm sorry, can you come up to the podium if you have?
By changing that, does that mean that you no
And pull
longer
the
have?
microphone up, or else David's photo before today.
Certainly. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
By changing that, does that mean that you no longer have to give a 24-hour notice for those task force?
Correct.
That is true.
So that means that these are no longer public meetings that the public can attend, even though they may not be able to speak at those meetings, they were allowed to attend. So now you're talking about changing that. So basically these are committee meetings where the public has no way of attending and understanding what's happening. Is that correct?
No, that's not. The public is always able to attend all of our meetings.
Okay.
It just will not be publicly advertised. So it will basically be on word of mouth.
Okay.
Our Urban Renewal Task Force operates the same way.
Okay.
And so we also have community members on this committee. We did advertise it for 2 weeks and invited community members to join to be a part of this.
Yeah, and unfortunately, until I first heard of this on that very first meeting, when I came with your diagram, nobody was aware. I mean, I don't know where you're advertising. Is it just on the City of Sutherland page?
It was on our website. It was all over our social media contacts, as well as there were flyers posted at various places through town, various businesses.
I missed them all. That's interesting. So second question there, and I realize this might be more of a when I'm in, because I'm part of that task force. I want to make sure that I'm relaying information as clearly as I can and accurately as I can. Does that mean, because there have been no guidelines set forth to me, does that mean that I'm not able to go to my community and say, this is what was discussed at those meetings? There's no problem because they should be able to come, right?
You can absolutely relay any information that's given, and it is open to the public. And if there at any time, if anybody has questions, they can call and ask.
Are you talking about the task force?
Yes.
So we changed it. I'm sorry, I had an emergency. I want to say it, but no, we changed it to a staff advisory committee at this stage right now, because there's so many moving parts. We're going to have to negotiate purchases. We're going to have to line out the design and the scope, which can't be done through a city council advisory group where you have to do 24-hour notice. We have to get professionals and experts together, and the public is welcome to attend, but they aren't allowed to participate.
Understood. Yeah. So that last meeting that we had scheduled that was canceled because there wasn't adequate notice, from what I understand, I was in the parking lot and still saw a whole line of people filing in here. And I asked, may I come in? And I was denied entry. So what was that all about if you guys canceled that task force meeting, but you all still filed here into the chamber?
I think
So
they
there
had a
was-
staff meeting.
There was no meeting. There was, we had a bunch of lunch that was scheduled to be delivered. So the
Right.
staff that was here came over here and had lunch.
Yeah, we just invited all the staff to come eat the food. And we just.
That's all
kind
that
of a little
was.
Potluck.
And so there was no talk of,
No, but there are
Business.
talks during staff with me and the staff. When we have staff meetings, we're gonna talk about this a whole heck of a lot.
I understand that, and I'm
Mhm.
I'm still not quite grasping, and maybe it's because I'm not familiar with the council and the ins and outs of it. I'm still not familiar with or understanding what the purpose of changing it is when staff is still relaying what they find at a council, are they not? So Melanie, I apologize. I know you probably did a good job of explaining that, but I did not quite follow it. So explain that to me again. What purpose exactly does that do to rescind that resolution?
It gives us the flexibility to hold a meeting immediately. If we've got something, we can call the group together. Say if the environmental's done, I don't have to wait a month to make a notice and let the council know. I can put out a notice and say, hey, we're meeting with the engineers and environmental people on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. It gives you that flexibility and freedom. If you're going to negotiate a purchase and sale agreement with people, you don't want to do that in an open forum. You want to be able to come in and talk to them confidentially. And there are a lot of details that need to be done that council doesn't need to know. For example, our engineers doing the design and the calculations and sharing those with us that the council doesn't really want to hear about at that level at that time. So it gives us the flexibility to hold multiple meetings in a week or a meeting in a quick notice. So we don't have to give notice, get it on the agenda and post it. Gives us that flexibility, maneuverability that we need to do the project and do it right.
Okay.
And then when we do come to a product, we're going to have a community forum, right? We're going to do a town hall.
Town hall.
That was part of the agenda of the last group. Once we get this put together, so our engineer's been working on stuff all this time, right? Wouldn't it be great if I could call the committee to come in, or even better, call in the committee and multiple realtors and talk about stuff like that. So it gives you the flexibility to do it without that. It's not meant that we want to meet in secret. It's that we might want to meet quickly, talk about some things that are confidential, that aren't ready to be disclosed to the public, but yet the committee team knows about it and we're making decisions collectively together, not just 2 or 3 of us.
And so, can you tell me, Hayden Holmes, I believe, was supposed to be here for that meeting?
That's correct.
And did they supply you with plans for those housing?
They actually have a menu of plans that they're going to share to the group and say, this is what we would propose for this neighborhood.
And so you're not able to put those up on your website yet for the community to see?
No, because it needs to go through a progression, it needs to go through a progression. The committee, the staff, the committee needs to agree that that's where we want to go. That's the orientation we're looking at, and then move it to a town hall where we share it with the community and then eventually bring something to council for them to approve.
And so the council has not yet seen these plans, any of these. Okay, I don't think I have any more questions. Thank you.
Do I have a motion? Rescinding resolution 2024.04, workforce housing and homelessness task. So moved. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
So it's no longer going to talk about homelessness.
That's correct.
Right.
About task force. That's a point change.
I just want to thank you for bringing these questions. People need to know what's going on, and I agree with you.
Full
So
transparency.
it takes somebody to ask, so what you did.
Thank you.
I want to just pipe in. Sometimes you can't do full transparency. You can't bring the entire community in and share the design concept of a street repaving project or doing an environmental analysis and asking the input on, there's just certain things that have to be done with your professional staff moving that forward. But once that's moved forward, then I agree with you, full transparency.
But, sorry.
If you have something to say, you need to come up. I'll say it. Thank you. All right. Are we ready to go?
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under ordinance amending SMC chapter 13.04 Water Services System, first reading, title only. City Recorder? Keeping you on your toes.
Yeah. An ordinance of the City of Sutherland amending chapter 13.04 of the Sutherland Municipal Code Water Services System.
Staff report. You're up.
Madam Mayor, councilors, Eric Swan, Public Works. This is just a little bit of housekeeping. It's been a long time since we've updated this backflow cross connection code. And as you can see, it was 89, so there's been a lot of changes. And if you read through it, just definitions have changed and rules have changed, and so we wanted to bring this up to date. That's all it is. And our suggested motion is that you approve it. Questions?
Got a motion.
Oh, sorry.
Make a motion to approve ordinance. Amending Sutherland's code, chapter 13.04.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman.
Aye.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 1097, plan amendment zone change, second reading and adoption. Staff report.
You want to read it? Yes, I have to read it.
Second reading.
An ordinance amending the City of Sutherland Comprehensive Plan Map and Zoning Map to amend the Comprehensive Plan Map from Community Commercial to High Density, concurrent with a zoning map change from Community Commercial C3 to Multifamily Residential R3 on a 0.13 plus acre portion of the 0.26 acre subject property, described as a portion of tax lot 400 and section 16 CC of Township 25 South, range 05 West. The subject property is located at 628 East Central Avenue and described herein.
Thank you. Staff report.
Really, I'm not doing that. This is the second reading from the last staff report at the last council meeting, so it's approving that.
Okay. We have a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the second reading and adoption of ordinance 1097. As we said.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I need to have Melanie read it over again.
Okay, give me a minute.
Yeah, this is where they've already built it.
Yes.
Adjoining property. I think they do this all at once. Somebody, a different owner, or the same owner.
Probably negotiate the purchase with the previous owner. Well, they did a property line adjustment in the interim as well. That adjusted the line from north and south, east and west, to kind of add that, just because we're to keep that commercial zone along our main arterial through town. So
What about the house that's on? Tear that down.
I can't speak to what they'll do. It can remain in a residential zone as long as the house remains in that use, but once it's no longer after 12 months, then they have to confirm.
Any other discussion?
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grossman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under ordinance, prohibition on psilocybin-related businesses, first reading, title only.
An ordinance of the City of Sutherland declaring a ban on psilocybin service centers and the manufacture of psilocybin products.
Staff report.
Mayor and Council, City Recorder Melanie Masterfield, as well as City Attorney Chad. So Council is being asked tonight to approve the first reading of this ordinance. 2 years ago, at our general election, there was a 2-year temporary prohibition on psilocybin-related businesses, and that ends December 31st of this year. For those who don't know, psilocybin is a hallucinogenic mushroom. On March 11, 24, Council directed staff to allow the voters to decide to allow or not allow psilocybin-related businesses within the city at the November 24 general election. This ordinance is the first step in the process of placing the title on the ballot to vote. And your options are to approve or not approve.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the ordinance.
I have a motion and a second to approve the prohibition on psilocybin-related businesses, first reading, title only, as presented. Any discussion? And vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grousman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On the contract award paving improvements, staff report.
Mayor, Council, Christy Gilbert, Community Development. So like some of the urban renewal agencies, and some of the funding is from the city budget and some is from urban renewal. This is kind of the similar proposal for the non-pearl water treatment plant paving project and the downtown parking lot behind the backside. So our recommendation is to award the lowest bid to Knife River at $429,800.
Have a motion.
Make a motion that we award them.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grousman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On the contract award, seismic class 3C. Staff report, and just to also let everybody know I was involved in the interview process. Yes.
Mayor, Council, Christy Gilbert, Community Development. So through the seismic process, and also I have Sean Smoot with DCS on soon. So if any of these questions I need. Anyway, so through this process, you guys had gone through the public process of selecting that CMGC procurement process. And so we then followed up with a request for proposals from contractors, and we received 5 and follow up to that. Following that, we interviewed them, and now through the selection committee, we actually had scored them and discussed further detail after the interviews, and we have all come to the agreement to award or the recommendation to award this contract to S&B James. And so they have their master contract award has the amounts of $23,029.22 for the service.
That's to the police department, and then additional 22 to the fire department.
Correct. We're running the projects like together, but yet separate because of the funding purposes. So we have to keep breaking things out, and so we keep it clear and try to keep identifying them as.
Do I have a motion?
Motion that we award the master contract as construction. With, well, as
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Oh, I see that that's not to exceed those amounts, is that correct? Okay.
And this is just for the construction men, so they participate in kind of the design of this, and so they can help bid on, not necessarily bid, but give us cost estimates and get us through that design at a more cost effective.
Page 191.
Sean, did you want to add anything?
Oh,
Nope, I think you got it.
And vote.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Counselor Grassman. Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Counselor Woods. Counselor Daigle.
Aye.
Counselor Whitaker.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On the city manager report.
I have none, but except we're probably going to take you in an executive session to talk about a building. Just be prepared. We're going to go into executive session, talk about an option to purchase the building.
No.
No, next council.
Council comments. Remember, monthly meeting time is limited. Please ask questions or make statements that are likely to benefit the group. Individual comments and questions that can be handled on a one-on-one basis should be handled outside the meeting. Councilor Smalley.
Well, it's kind of nice to hear from Art, say to us that they're doing a good job. Usually it's negative stuff we did. I also wanted to say that in all the time I've been here, about 2 years now, and I've never been told from anybody to say, hey, don't say nothing to the public. Keep that hush hush. So just to make you feel a little better, I only got on here to protect my family and my small business and know what's kind of coming down the pipe. I've never seen that from anyone in this group ever. So if it makes you feel any better.
Councilor Grassman.
Oh, I have nothing to say.
And it's nice to see you looking better.
Thank you.
Councilor President Hamilton.
I want to again thank the Lions Club for putting us lights for Memorial Day. And I'm not sure who, I can't remember, I think I read it from it was either the Eagles or Lions Club who did the ceremony in the park, so I thank them for that. And then you all know what we've been here very long. You know that I'm excited about Music Off Central, and we have a fabulous lineup this year. And we're going to have just a little presentation because I was so excited to get this video today. But are you showing that one first?
This one.
Whichever
first.
one you'd like.
Oh, so I just got this today, so I wanted to share it tonight.
I've got both of them. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's muted. There we go. Okay, now play. Oh, it's still extra.
Why are you doing that?
So, we're coming down Larry. I'm Tim. And I'm Richard. And we're the front men. Hey.
Why is it doing that?
Excited to be there. All the songs that you know from the 90s country were the soundtrack of your life. Music Off Central, July 25th. All the hits, all the big 90s hits. Free show. Restless Heart, You Can't Be Star, Little Texas stuff. Classics all night long. Come on.
And then this is the other one.
Now here's our clip that is very.
Who are the front men? Why don't we just show you? Join me as we introduce you to 3 iconic frontmen from 3 of the biggest multi-platinum selling country music supergroups in history. Be a part of this historic experience as Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas, Larry Stewart of Restless Heart, and Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star, join forces on stage as one band to present one of the most incredible concert events that features over 3 decades of nothing but chart-topping hits. It's more than just a concert. It's the soundtrack of your life. The front man. Don't miss it.
So don't miss it. It's awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
I will mention too, I'm so excited also. I'm excited for this whole series, but this just kind of fell in my lap. We have one, if any of you follow us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, we actually have a 4th runner-up contestant from The Voice that's going to be there. And she's on the 18th. And she's really good too. She's country rock, but I didn't think we could probably afford her when we were trying to fill that last spot. And so I just got on her website, and long story short, I told her what our budget was, and she charged way over that. And she said, nope, I love this venue. I want to do this venue, so I'll be there.
Awesome.
So our first one is July 11th, by the way.
Councilor Woods.
I can't follow the video, but I do want to say congratulations to all of our graduates this month because it's graduation season. And then also all of our dads, because Father's Day, so I just want to say happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Councilor Daigle.
I think I'll remain silent in that. Thank you.
Councilor Whitaker.
I'll pass them.
And I just want to say that in preparation for New South Central, the parks are looking great. So thanks for city staff doing an awesome job, keeping everything really great. And Wolfstock is this Saturday, going to be a wonderful event. They are working really hard to make it fun and exciting for all of the furry creatures and their parents. So if you have a dog, come on out.
Thanks to Public Works for showing up. I know it's not easy or fun.
It is one thing I finally decided to say something. The paving at Ford's Pond is beginning this week.
Right. I noticed that they had already acted the where they were going to take.
It's going to be awesome. If you guys haven't seen that, you need to drive out there and look at it.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Biggest
awesome.
playground I've seen. All right, on to public comment. The purpose of public comment is to allow citizens to present information regarding items off the agenda. Time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. And John Day.
Good evening, ladies. Okay, we got a little problem up in our neighborhood. I thought maybe I should bring in and tell you about it and see if the city can orchestrate some something to help us out. We had somebody come from out of town, and I won't say their name. I don't want to end up in a lawsuit, but they do roofs. And the first roof that they did bid and got without my permission, my neighborhood, they got them for $30,000, and it was a $15,000 roof. The second one, I put a stop to. A widow lady up the street got a bid for $52,000. She turned around, and the first person that she got another bid from for $25,000, and I could have got that one done for $17,000 to $19,000. Okay, then the third one. This is ugly. I'm going to waste my 3 minutes here just waiting. I can't really tell you what it was. Tonight, I got a light roof, and I'm doing mine in 2 weeks for 19,000. I'd say I'm doing it, I'm having somebody do it. They bid, his roof for 85,000. Yeah, I think we need to put something into, orchestrate something to put a stop to this. The lawyer might be able to help me here, because I don't know what we can do legally about stopping certain people. My thought is to make them register anybody from out of town that comes to our town before they can do work there. Then like, people can go down to City Hall and enter a complaint. And when you have 3 complaints, you're done. You know, I don't know what the green law is now. I don't know what's possible, what isn't, but I thought maybe the city should know about this. It was very frustrating. The $52,000 one was a widowed lady, and the $85,000 one was a widowed 85-year-old male. And a couple of you know my temper, so I'm not going to put up with that. If I find out somebody loan shark some widow lady up in my neighborhood for 50,000, that's going to get ugly. You know, somehow I want you to try to come up with some system to put a stop to it. I don't think it's very reasonable that somebody coming from out of town should have to register and go through a little slight background check. This company here, from what I understand, doesn't even do the work. They sub it all out. They just get prices and get the money. They just sub it out to people that are doing it for a reasonable price, my guess. But you know, it was very distant to go through this with 3 people in a row. And the last one, 85,000, I just couldn't keep my mouth shut after that. I asked him to leave our neighborhood and never come back. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Any questions?
Did you take him to the CCB board?
Pardon?
Did you call the contractors board, the CCB?
No.
Start there. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. I think that the original people, I got to talk fast, is I think they're licensed. They're very well known roofing outfit. Like I said, I don't want to say their name. I don't want to end up in a lawsuit somewhere down the line, but I think this is something the city needs to overlook. Make sure that that doesn't happen to people, because the 85,000 was totally insane. I mean, I'm not too sure that they aren't breaking the law when they get to that point. You know, 10, 20% over, okay. But 3 and 4 times the price it should be, I don't know.
I'd like to say that I was subject to that same thing. They do a bunch of cold calling through your telephone repeatedly, and then they come out with a free estimate, and then they give you the quote. I ended up going to the CC board and finally got them to settle to do my house for the deposit. But it was still 25,000. So, but I don't know how city council or anybody can restrict that. Because they are a contracted business.
Right up there.
They're a contracted business, and they're actually out of state now because the owner who originally came to my house, he sold the business, but he's on the board for the out-of-state roofer that, anyway, it's a big hassle.
This 85,000, when the crew got up on the roof, they spent 4 hours going over telling him he needed a new roof. It's a brand new home. It's 17 years old. A 35-year roof on it. It isn't even close to needing a new roof, and he takes very good care of it. And I don't know, I was just.
One of the things you can do is you can go to the CC board website and you can make a complaint, and all of those complaints are registered with the CCB. So that way anyone in the future that wants to go and possibly hire that contractor if they're doing their homework, they'll see that there's been complaints made against that particular contractor.
I was a contractor for 50 years. Okay, all that stuff I know, but I don't think that
what's important also that the city
the people that are getting hired, like I said, the little lady, elderly, 85-year-old, you know, she, you know, she's going to get caught up in that stuff. I mean, most of us know how to cover our bases there. I'm aware of that, but I think that's something the city should look at as far as implementing. You have to register with our city before you can come and do work in the city. And then that's a place to start with. And then if it's getting way out of hand, you get 13 complaints in a couple months. You know, then you could look at it. Anyway, any more questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
Mm-hmm.
You call them the elder.
Well.
Does anyone have a comment?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just want to briefly expand on what John was talking about. A number of years ago, my father-in-law and mother-in-law answered a ad for duct cleaning, $27. Long story short, when I showed up, they had already removed all the ductwork from the house. This was August, it was 104 degrees. And they were going to bill them for $12,000. They're in their 90s. I called the city of Monrovia, who actually had ordinances that no contractor was allowed to do any work in that city jurisdiction without a city permit. Fortunately, I was able to use that against the district attorney got involved. They also tagged him on work comp they didn't have. We're paying labor tax. There are a long list of things that they weren't paying. It still went on for months to finally settle. I ended up paying them, I think, $3,000 to finally get rid of these folks. But it did turn into an elder abuse case. But the real savior was the city, who had this ordinance that said, if you're going to do business in here, you have to have an approval through our city. If you don't, we're going to fine you to death. It was actually a modest revenue source for the city to issue these permits. It wasn't expensive, but it kept legitimate vendors in place. They couldn't stop mailers because it's federal, it's mailers. But they could stop those people with the mailers that actually showed up to start doing work if they didn't have a city permit locally. It was a real help. It saved us tens of thousands of dollars in a lot of misery. And this elder abuse is going on all the time. I'm getting phone calls lately on a second subject. They pretend to be from the marshal's office in Douglas County. Anybody got this phone call?
Yeah, and the sheriff's office sent out bulletins about that.
Isn't that a fun?
And I think that it would be helpful maybe just to put notices out about these scams going on.
They were very.
I worry a little bit about having every single business that wants to come in here to do business when the city of Sutherland doesn't have a lot of businesses for everything. And anyone in Roseburg coming over here to do business has to have a license of some sort, but it may cost them. I think you're going to limit people that are going to come over here to do it. Possibly.
How much did they steal? What does it cost? I mean, if he hadn't stood up and said, how much was that bid? Our neighbor would have been out $80,000 or more. That's a huge amount of revenue lost to the city and lose a citizen.
Many cities have permitting. As like contractors, you have to actually get a permit to work in
Ours require permits. Just there's some that don't follow the procedures is the problem.
and that's what.
Well, does that mean that they need a permit to work in the city? If we're a citizen and we catch them with the flyer in our hand, we can say to, do you have a permit to work in the city? If not, I'm calling the sheriff, get out of town.
The work is what requires the permit,
Not the solicitor, it's the actual contractor that shows up. That's the right direction. Thank you, Mike.
Would you state your name for the tape, please?
Brett Hunsaker, 1972.
I do remember.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.